welcome to Strangers in Fiction. Hello, I'm Saffron. I did that backwards, but all the information's there for you.
And I'm Sora.
And welcome to Strangers in Fiction. Can we try that again?
There you go.
Horrendous.
Yes.
That was horrendous.
Let's go again.
Okay. Hi, I'm Saffron.
And I'm Sora.
And welcome to Strangers in Fiction. This is episode something of 20-something, I think. I was like 23, 20-something. It's the new year, but we're back in the past. So if any of this is outdated, well, tough tits, basically. How have you been?
Been in a weird liminal space between absolutely horrible and okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I mean, it's fine. It's fine. How have you been?
Marginally better than that, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, fine. Really busy, obviously, because I can't not be. But I've got like stuff on stuff on stuff. I've got immigration stuff to worry about, and I've got business stuff to worry about, and there's tax stuff to worry about, and so it's all sort of compounding on one another. And so I spent most of the day playing Elden Ring instead of doing what I needed to do because I couldn't focus on anything apart from bash and smash. So yeah, I didn't do anything useful today. Well, no, that's a lie. About an hour before we started recording, I was like, I need to reorganize this entire office. So every single surface has a box on it, and there's random bits of paper everywhere, and I feel sick because it's surrounding me like a prison. So that's going to stay like that for 3 weeks, I imagine, because that's how I operate.
I feel that deeply on a spiritual level.
Yeah.
Decluttering the apartment. So like it's boxes everywhere and random piles of clutter everywhere, and trying to keep things off the floor so that Jeffrey doesn't chew them everywhere.
I'm sorry that you're overwhelmed. That's crappy.
Yeah, it's not just like overwhelm. It's what is it? There's a different word. I don't know. Like self-care has been really, really hard for me for a very long time. Like months. My sleep has been really fucked up for months. And like my psychiatrist was like, hey, we should try a higher dosage on your medication. You're not doing okay. And I was like, okay, sure, let's do it. And then that made it worse. So I was on the higher dosage for 2 months, and all that really did was screw up my sleep better, or screw up my sleep even worse. So it was more effective in screwing up my sleep. So it screwed up my sleep better. Anyway, so I'm back on the lower dose medication, and I basically had to stop everything except what's the word? Except prioritizing self-care. You know, it's like, okay, I need to stop thinking about anything except sleeping enough at approximately the right time, eating enough of approximately the right things, and like cleaning the apartment and getting it to a point where it's not driving me fucking nuts just looking at it. And I've been sort of in that space for the past few days, and I'm doing a little bit better now, but like I can definitely tell that I'm just now getting out of the woods. So yeah, thanks ADHD brain. We appreciate you.
Oh. So, I mean, the last time we spoke was it was last week, I think, and you had lots of amazing things to say about your writing progress and how that was going. Was that helping you navigate a difficult period?
So the difficult period has been largely due to the problems in my writing, because for the past year I have not had that sort of pillar of my sanity and my joy and my routine to kind of rely on, and instead I've had this like constant pressure from within myself. It's not anything on the outside pressuring me to do anything. It's just this pressing need to have the problem solved, and just the inability to solve the problems that
Mm-hmm.
has like completely dismantled everything that I was sort of relying on to stay sane and stay functional.
Mm.
And like I haven't been able to rebuild it because it's just not there right now. And I felt really stupid last week because I said, yes, I solved all of the problems. And then a couple hours later on that same day, I was like, shit, that was another false alarm. Fuck my actual.
No.
But then a couple days after that, I sort of squared the new problem away, and like now I'm just sort of in this weird liminal space between like problem solved, I don't know, and like they kind of are but kind of not. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird. I haven't done any writing this week, and um I have not had much brain power or much energy, and all of my brain power and energy has gone to trying to get the apartment presentable for my husband coming home later. My friend who I married is coming
Mm-hmm.
into town in like 2 hours.
Oh shit.
Um,
That's
yeah,
exciting.
yeah. So, yeah, it is. It is. And our wedding anniversary is tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, yay! The anniversary is
Exciting. Happy
tomorrow.
wedding
Uh huh.
anniversary.
Thank you. And his birthday is on the New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, and
Mm-hmm.
that's his birthday.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna do some fun stuff. I hope. I haven't planned anything, but hopefully it'll be nice. I don't know. It'll be good to see him, and it'll be good for Jeffrey to see him, and
Mm-hmm.
for us to just like enjoy each other's company.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Um,
I hope that you've allowed yourself that time as like a break from worrying about whether or not you've done things.
yeah, yeah. I do still need to finish cleaning the apartment because like I just have not had the spoons for it,
Mm-hmm.
and like it needs to be done.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe he'll help me or something.
Well, fingers crossed.
You're okay, Jeffrey. You're okay. Jeffrey has been very needy today. I'm like, dude, you can't do that today. Mm-mm.
Of all days.
Yeah,
Days.
Tuesdays are the days where it's illegal for you to be needy, Jeffrey.
Mother has spoken. Um, I mean, yeah, I don't really have a lot of response for all of that other than like I hope that it passes. Because
Yeah, no,
I can't be like
I'm
it's gonna
not
be
like,
fine because that's a lie.
yeah.
'Cause I can't do that.
No, it is gonna be fine. It is gonna be fine. I'm just like, I'm going through some rough stuff right now. I'm having a rough time,
Hmm.
and that's okay. Um, Everybody has periods in their lives where things are not that great,
Hmm.
and all we can really do is hang on and do what we need to do to at least try to get better.
Hmm.
I'm not like it's not like I'm sick or anything. I'm not depressed. I'm just
Hmm.
having a rough time.
Yeah.
um yeah, the whole uh ADHD thing and like other mental health stuff, it's just been a thing,
Hmm.
and that will never really go away because
Yeah.
it's just a thing that you have to live with.
Hmm.
And doing what I can to support myself right now, and just hoping that that means that tomorrow will be better than today, and today is better than yesterday. So
Hmm.
I'm not exactly sure what I'm trying to say because my brain's really foggy,
It's okay. That's okay.
but like I'm basically, yeah, I'm thread the needle between like the toxic positivity and like catastrophizing. There's a space in between those things where it's just, yes, things are not great right now. I don't really have any control over whether or not they get better right now, but eventually they will get better, and I'm doing what I can right now. And that's all anybody can expect of anybody.
Well,
So,
that's it. And I think as long as you're like, I've just got to move forward rather than regress, then you're always going to
yeah.
inch closer and closer to feeling a bit more normal, whatever that means to you. So yeah, I'm hoping that the next time that we get to talk to each other, that you've had time to like give yourself a break and just think about the survival aspect of things, and then you
Hmm.
can come around to like feeling less like everything's a lot harder than normal,
Yeah.
because that's what it sounds like. Like I will have periods that are similar, not the same. I'm not trying to like lessen what you're talking about yourself, but in an attempt to sort of empathize, like sometimes I do get those days where everything feels a bit sludgy and impossible, and when it goes on for like more than a day it feels incredibly stressful because you're like, when will this end? And
Hmm.
the more you don't do the things you're supposed to do, the more it piles up and the more pressure you put on yourself, and then the more you blame yourself. Well, I do anyway.
Yeah.
That's not a conducive environment for like success and
Yeah.
like good shit. So
Yeah.
yeah, I get you. I get you.
Yeah. I try not to blame myself anymore.
That's good.
And that is a lot easier since my diagnosis. It's not a character flaw that I have. It's literally that my brain does not operate like other brains.
Hmm.
I have a thing that's happening that I cannot control.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, it's not a character flaw to not be able to do the things that are expected of you or that you expect of yourself.
Hmm. No, I totally agree.
So
I
yeah.
think ca- character flaws are things that you choose to do like
Hmm.
consciously,
Yeah.
um, or even if you do them subconsciously, if they've been brought to your attention and it's something that is like a reasonable change to make.
Hmm.
That's character flaw territory. But if like I've always said to my husband ever since we started talking, however many years ago, um, when you have like an immediate emotional reaction to something, you can't always blame or be blamed for that. It's how you deal with that reaction that
Yes.
is the important thing. It's like if you
Yes.
if you hear or see something that's really jarring and you go, oh, I don't like that, that is a fleeting emotion. Um, it's whether you let that ruin your day or whether that, you let it escalate into something bigger.
Hmm.
The same can be said for pretty much anything. So yeah, no, it's certainly
Yeah.
not a character flaw to be experiencing or navigating life in a non particular. No, sorry, my brain's getting muddled. In a non sort of traditional brain.
Yeah.
And really, I think a lot of people deal with it, like
Yeah.
diversity. And I mean, I know people who I am certain that they would have a positive diagnosis, and they are with like a partner who isn't particularly like helpful or believes that person, and just is like, oh, you're only saying that because it's you see all over social media and blah blah, and you can see
Mm,
that person like definitely exhibiting very textbook behaviors, and that's stuff like that's really frustrating. So I'm glad that you've been able
yeah.
to like receive a diagnosis that will allow you to cut yourself some slack, because that's super important. Otherwise you just perpetually be in this like self deprecating sort of scenario.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really kind of uh it's gaslighting, like gaslighty, and like really disheartening when people don't believe that you're struggling.
Hmm.
Um, and it's really unfortunate that that's such a problem in our society. But I am very fortunate that I was able to get diagnosed and that I have a partner who is very understanding about it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So
It doesn't fix the thing, but
no, no, it doesn't fix
it's
the thing.
always good to know the why. Like whatever scenario
Mhm.
the scenario is, knowing the why, understanding where things come from, why they do what they do, whether they be people, animals, plants, whatever, is integral for success.
Mhm.
So, mm, got very deep very early
Yeah,
on. And
yeah.
I'm very, very pleased that you were comfortable to express yourself like that. That makes me happy.
Well, thanks. I hadn't really thought about it like that, but there you go. I'm glad that I feel comfortable to express myself like that also, and I'm glad that you appreciate it.
I do. I do. I really appreciate when people are comfortable enough to be vulnerable and talk about themselves in a light that isn't just praise or like I'm perfect and nothing's wrong with me or whatever, and nothing's wrong with what's going on with me,
Yeah,
because it's just not true of anybody. So I think it's
yeah,
important that like people have conversations like this because sometimes it just takes hearing somebody else talk about their experiences for you to be like, I'm not weird, or maybe I am, but it's fine that I am.
yeah,
uh, to like feel okay about themselves. So I'm all for it. Um,
yeah.
yeah, like that.
Same, same. It's sad that it's refreshing when people are authentic like that in public.
Yes.
Just because there is the that we are all of our lives are perfect, and that
Hmm.
is just so harmful to
Hmm.
the to the people who are having a bad day. It's harmful to the
Sure.
image of what's normal, and like um the just the I have no idea what I'm talking about, but I'm sure that there are plenty of studies that would articulate what I'm trying to say better.
Hmm.
Stop being fake, people. There's nothing good about it. There you
Hmm.
go.
Hmm.
PSA: stop being fake.
That.
Yeah.
Agreed. So,
Okay.
in the interest of discussing something book related today,
Yes.
I don't
Hmm.
want to pressure you to talk about writing, and I'm not going to pressure myself to talk about writing. So I feel like we're
There you
both
go.
in a similar state of having not done anything
Yeah.
recently, which is
No,
fine. You can't. Not all of us
it's
can
not
be
that
machines.
yeah, it's not that we haven't done anything. It's that we have not put words on the page.
Yes.
And that yes, that is the verb of writing
Hmm.
is putting words on the page. Yes, and that's an important part of the process, obviously, or
Hmm.
you don't have a draft. But there are other aspects of the process. There's the
Hmm.
planning, there's the problem solving, there's the just all of the research, if you're doing research kind of stuff.
Hmm.
So many things that go into writing. I feel like writers don't give themselves enough credit for, and like people looking at writers don't give them enough credit for. Why am I saying them? This is an us thing. I'm a writer. um, so yeah, like it. I'm I started using a habit tracker in my bullet journal again for more
Mm,
habits.
okay.
And that is one of the things that I have been tracking is have I done writing adjacent work today?
Okay. And how's that been
And
going?
it turns out I do that basically every day.
Oh,
So, like,
cool.
yeah, even though I have not written more than a couple thousand words this entire year, I have
Hmm.
probably spent, 60 to 80 hours a week working on writing adjacent stuff. So, it's not that I'm not doing anything, it's that I don't have a whole lot of progress to show for it. And that's still disheartening, but then it's like there's no room for self blame.
Hmm. Well, I'm glad that
So,
it's something that you've been able to put a number on, because sometimes
yeah.
I think it's really hard to identify actually how much work you're doing, whether it's writing or whatever it is that you're doing.
Mhm.
So I hope that that's made you feel better.
It has made me feel better. and I highly recommend it. Anybody who's like feeling bad about their word count, stop counting the words for a minute and count the other stuff that you're doing. The hours that you're just sitting and daydreaming. That fucking counts, dude. Count it.
Excellent. Good to know. Good to know. Oh, no, I'm really pleased for you. That's really cool.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
So you were trying to segue into something book related, and I derailed that. Go for it. Book related
I'm
thing.
fine with derailing, to be honest. That's
Okay.
totally fine. Unless I'm on a train, in which case I'm very against that.
Mhm.
I wanted to talk about a book that I've read recently, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, go for it.
Now, in me talking about this book, I'm going to try and convince you to read it. Okay. So
Okay.
we said last week or last episode
Mhm.
that we were going to recommend a book to one another, and you said you already thought of a book, and I don't know if you still remember it. And I've been racking
Yes.
my brain to try and think of a book that I've
Mhm.
actually read that I think you would be remotely interested in, because
Okay.
we read very, very different things. Now, we said that we were going to do trad
Mhm.
books. Um,
Yes.
and I think I've already recommended all of the indie books that I think you would like. So I was like, I
Okay.
cannot think of a single fucking book that I've read in my life that you would even like. And then I recently read this book and I thought there might be a glimmering hope um, that you may be interested in this thing. Now,
Okay.
I already told you what the name is, but for the benefit of the listeners, I recently finished Clive Barker's The Hellbound Heart, um, which is what the Hellraiser films are based on. And I believe that there are other books in this series, but it's the only one that I've read. I thought I'd read it before, and it turned out that I just watched the film and imagined that I read the book for some fucking reason. I watched it many, many, many years ago. And I remember thinking, huh, it's like Blade and the Matrix had a weird fetishy baby. That's the kind of vibe that
Okay.
the film has. But the premise of the book is a lot more romantic than I thought it was going to be, and it's not necessarily like everybody's got this undying love for one another, because it starts off with I'm trying really, really hard not to spoil the plot because it's only like 160 pages or something. It's quite a short book. Um, so the elements that I think you would enjoy are I really enjoyed the prose, and it's not something I necessarily love that much about any book, but there is just something incredibly romantic about the way that Clive Barker sees the world, or at least this world that he's created. I found out today that he's from Liverpool, which blew my fucking mind, and I can't believe how different his house accent. That would have really changed it. But I think it's set in America, which is what made me assume he was American. And there's like a kind of loose-ish love triangle going on, and there is somebody that does something for somebody that is like really depraved and crazy, because they love them, and
Oh.
it's just really otherworldly. It's quite gruesome. There's like a little bit of sex in it, but it's not that kind of thing. Um, there's a lot of like, what's the word, pining, um,
Okay.
in like an old school romantic-y sort of way, and it's really weird. Like it's a really, really, really weird book. Um,
Okay. So for
so
the benefit of the listeners, what
mm,
is the film called? The film that
Hellraiser,
the sorry, go ahead.
Hellraiser. So
Okay.
so the Hellraiser was based on the Hellbound Heart, and it's, from what I remember about the film, I think the story is totally different. I don't remember the first Hellraiser being like the book at all, in terms of like the plot. So if you've seen the film, I'm really doubting myself because I was in a state of um, quite severe inebriation, um, of the smoking variety when I watched it. So I can't guarantee that I actually saw that film now that I'm saying it out loud. But I'm pretty sure I brought a box set and I like watched them all and watched The Children of the Corn. I went through a bit of a phase. Um, but I don't remember that storyline. So when I read it, everything was kind of new to me. So I just took it as like a separate thing, but it had the characters called this. I think they pronounce it Cenobite, but in my head I read it as Cenobite, and these are like the creatures like Pinhead. You've probably seen,
Mm-hmm.
pictures of Pinhead, people dressing up as him on as them. I don't know if they're male or female. On Halloween, things like that. And it's basically like this weird other dimension sort of situation where
Okay.
they've taken like pleasure to another level, but instead of like whipping and stuff, they're just like peeling their skin off, and like doing weird shit, and going to like the absolute extremes of um, torture for pleasure. But
Okay.
he doesn't
That
describe it that graphically, like the pleasury part of it, but there's a lot of gore
okay.
and violence in the book and in the films as well.
Mm.
And the
Yeah.
way that you get to this otherworldly thing is that there's like a box or a cube, and it's like a puzzle. I
Mm.
think there's another way of getting to them, but the feature within this book is this cube, and you have to like. There's no clues whatsoever, and right at the beginning, like the opening scene is somebody opening this thing,
Mm-hmm.
this gateway, and they're like, "You're coming with us, bitch!" And he's like, "I don't want to." And they're like, "It's too late. You're ours now." And yeah, it's very, very, very weird.
That
I
sounds very weird.
loved it.
I and
I
it
loved
reminds me of the there's an episode of Rick and Morty where they spoofed that concept with
it.
the
Yes.
yeah, okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
I enjoyed that episode. It was creepy and weird. Um
The
and of
book.
course they dealt with it in the spoofiest way possible. So
Oh, for
that's
sure.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the concept, if you think about it, like logically, is totally ridiculous and strange.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of like in a very short space of time, you really understand how deeply the characters feel about one another, one way or another. Um, and there's like a husband and wife, and then there's a brother who's involved, and a secretary that's also involved, and like shit goes down, and there's lots of murders and various other things. But like the purpose of a lot of the violence is from one side somebody who has like been there, done that, traveled the world, um, can't find the levels of pleasure that they're looking for on this earthly plane, which is why they go looking for trouble. And then there's like somebody doing like the worst possible things that a human can do because they really really love somebody. So I found the whole concept very interesting, and it wasn't like, I don't like romancy elements, but it had that thing in it that I really like, where you see how low people can go for passion or love or just downright depravity. So a big fan. I will be reading all of his work because it was fantastic and I really, really liked it. End
Okay.
scene.
It's like my brain is trying to sort of like this sort of plot and figure out how all of those elements fit together. And it's like,
Yeah.
nope, category error. Those things don't go together. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yep. Which is
So,
why it's so
like,
good.
which is why it's weird.
It's why it's so good
Oh,
because
okay. Okay.
these elements are just so like juxtaposed, and you're like, why are these things in the same place?
Hmm.
And yeah, I mean, you see people making very very irrational choices, and obviously none of these things would happen, but things like this have happened in the past, excluding the whole other plane of reality
Right.
situation.
Hmm.
What people will do for, the people they love and things like that. So, um, yeah, there's lots of like, Bill, what are you doing, you stupid bitch? As you're turning the pages. um, but yeah, yeah,
Well,
I
it sounds
I
good.
encourage you to at least download a sample if you can, because I think that you
Okay.
can download a sample through the Kindle store.
Yeah.
Um, I think I read it on Kindle Unlimited because I was like, I wonder if this is as good as everybody says it is. and I cannot believe it's taken me this long to read any of Clive Barker's work, because I was certain I had, and then after reading it, I thought, and this would have stuck with me more had I read it. There is a small chance I could have read it years ago and totally forgotten what it was because I wasn't in a place to receive it. And having read dozens of extreme horror books, this would technically be classed as extreme horror.
Okay.
With some of the things that happen, but it's just classed as horror, I believe, because it's like off the wally type stuff rather than just like gore for the sake of it.
Okay.
But yeah, you might absolutely detest this book, and you might go, "Why the fuck did you tell me to read this?" But
Yeah.
I think it would be worth giving it a go if you're in the right headspace for something like that. Just because it's fascinating, psychologically, very, very fascinating to me.
Yeah. It sounds very cool. I will look at the sample and see if I can I don't know, get into a mood where that would not absolutely destroy me and give me nightmares.
Yes, you will if you can't handle the. Oh, that's a horrible way of saying it. If you feel uncomfortable reading the first paragraph, not paragraph, fuck me. If you can't get through the first chapter in the sample, you will not enjoy the rest of the book. It sets a precedent for the rest of it, so that is about as bad as it gets.
Okay.
Descriptors wise. And the final scene, because it's one of those things where I was like, how the hell is he going to end this? Like, it's batshit and it's really short, and I was like, what the fuck is? That's a decent ending. All right, fair enough. Um, within the last like 3 pages, he just sort of just sums it up nicely. So there's not like a particular cliffhanger. That particular story kind of ends. There's a little bit like, oh, maybe something else could happen, but it's not enough to be like, oh man, now I've got to wait and find out what's going to go on. Yeah. So yeah, check it
Good.
out. See if you like it.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
Cool.
See what happens.
Nice.
Yeah.
I would like an update whether or not you like
Okay.
it, and I'm not going to be offended because I didn't write it.
Yeah, I was thinking that I would probably check it out between this recording and our next one. So.
Sweet. I would like to know what this book is that you mentioned last time, and I've been trying to figure out what book it was.
Mm-hmm.
And you said
Okay.
that it was a book that you had some inside jokes with your husband with, and that you were like, "Oh man, I'm going to wait till next time." And I thought that's evil. Do you remember what book it is?
Yes, I had to look up the title, which is why I didn't just go ahead and tell you what it was last week
Okay.
or last time we talked.
Uh-huh.
Strangers by Dean Koontz. I would put money on you having read it already.
No, I haven't
No?
read a single Dean Koontz novel in my life.
Okay. I've only read that one and I listened to it on audiobook. But it was very
You
good.
still enjoyed
And I
this
think
story?
yeah, I think that you would enjoy it because there is absolutely the element of, people at their worst, and there are horror elements, and there's like psychological thriller elements, and there's some, I don't want to spoil it, elements, and
Okay.
like it's just very cool. There are it switches POV throughout the book.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's just like a really interesting and eclectic cast of characters that comes together to figure this shit out.
704 pages. Are you trying to kill me?
I didn't realize it was that long. Holy shit.
You're like, I've got a recommendation. I think I might murder Saffron with a book. Come on. No, I'll give it a go. I
Okay.
am just
Well,
reading the
I
premise.
wanted to ask if you would prefer it on audiobook or on Kindle or paperback, because I want to give you a copy if you actually want to read it.
Aw. Yeah, hell yeah,
Okay.
I'd like to read it. Whatever the cheapest option, honestly, because I'm not
Yeah.
fussed. Um,
Okay.
Yeah, whatever the
Do you like audio?
do you know what? I'm going to confess something to you.
Okay.
I have only ever listened to one audiobook in my life, and that is Stephen Fry narrating the Harry Potter books.
Oh my god, yay!
I love him, and his voice is very soothing. And I didn't
Mhm.
realize that got me through depression as a
Yes.
child. So I don't think I've listened to an audiobook since. I've been given audiobooks that I have just not gotten around to listening to, which
Mhm.
is awful. But for the purposes of this thing, I think I'd probably would give that a go, considering it's so fucking it's so long. Um, yeah, fuck it. Yeah, I'd give that a go.
I didn't realize how long it was. Okay.
Cool.
Then I can figure out how I will send you an audiobook.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I
Uh,
think that'd be fun.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
then once we've both, and if you don't like it, I'll recommend something else because I'm sure it's going to take me quite a while to get through this recommendation that you've given me. And
Yeah.
I'll have another think. But that was just one where I read it and I thought it might just be interesting enough. Where you
Okay.
go, "Hmm." Because I don't believe really that it's any more violent than Fallen's First, for example, because there's a bit of violence in that. It's just
Mhm.
the manner in which the violence is wrapped, um, because it's all about like pleasure seeking.
Mhm.
That it makes it feel a lot grimier than it is. So
Mhm.
it's quite a like grimy, sort of greasy feeling when you're reading it.
Ew.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can't, because like to me, it's like when I read it, I can like smell like PVC and like blood and metal and things. Um,
Okay.
which doesn't sound appealing now that I've said it out loud, but
No.
uh, yeah,
I don't experience things somatically like that. I mostly just get visuals when I'm
I don't uh, unless the writer's done a really fucking good job.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I get all like, oh man, I can smell that. If they've successfully wrapped me up in their world, but if they haven't, it's just like a film playing in my head. And if they've really not done a great job, I'm like, oh my god, is this going to end or not? I'm just seeing words on a page, and I know what they say, but I don't
Mhm.
really care for them.
Yeah. Yeah. That sounds about right.
Hmm.
I did not realize how long Strangers was because like I listened to it on audiobook and it took the amount of time that it took and the yeah.
Hmm. That's okay. That's probably going to be beneficial because I'm going to just put it on while I'm working. I really,
Yeah, there you
really need to start um, getting into audiobooks because it's just going to be how I can consume more stories. Because
yes.
it's hard to like, it's hard for me to unless I'm in bed, like commit that time
Mhm.
reading when I know I could be doing other things. Um,
Mhm.
Even if I don't do those other things, I still find it really hard. So
Yes.
yeah, I wonder if that's going to be helpful.
Yes.
Um, I discovered, and by discovered I mean for myself, I didn't found this thing, um, an audiobook platform called Zigzag, and it's XIGXAG, as an alternative to Audible.
Okay.
And I think it's touted as like a more accessible non-subscription audiobook platform where if you buy more, the books become cheaper.
Oh.
Um, so like they start off at like 7.99, but like some of them are 2.99 depending on what the title is. And then
Mhm.
if you buy more than five a year, then they go down to like 6.99. If you buy more than 15 a year, it goes down to whatever. Which I thought was an interesting concept. Because I remember you saying that you had Audible, and then at the end of the year you had a bunch of Audible credits, and you were like, "What the hell do I listen to?" Um, but yeah, I thought that was an interesting thing. And they're a small business, and they're also a certified B Corp, which I thought was very cool. Um, and I think they offer like a read along while you listen function, which is like an accessibility thing.
Mhm.
Which I thought was very cool. So if you're interested, I don't know that much about them, but I would recommend checking them out if you are interested in doing something like that. I know if you're attached to Audible, that's totally fine, but it is a thing. And if they don't have the things that you want on there, you can request them, and they'll seek them out and put them in the
Oh,
catalog,
okay.
which I thought was really nifty.
That's
But
cool.
yeah, yeah. I didn't get paid for that. I just heard about them. I thought, oh, an alternative to Amazon, fantastic. Um,
Yeah.
Big fan of that. But yeah. Well, I'm conscious that you said that you hadn't finished doing the things you needed to do before your husband got home,
Yeah.
and his his arrival is impending. So if you did want to wind down now, I think it would be suitable, because I don't want you
Okay.
feeling stressed. I feel like we've got some good content. We talked about books. We talked about ourselves. I can cut this
Yeah.
bit out, obviously. But I don't want you being like, okay, fucking hell, it's been an hour, come on. I feel like this is a good amount of time for an audio only episode, for
Yeah.
people to stick around and listen to. So if it would be better for you to wrap things up now, that's fine with me if that is with you.
I've already let him know that the apartment is kind of a hot mess, and he's like, I got that. It's fine. So yeah, I'm not stressed out about it.
Okay.
Um, and I was planning on at least like sweeping the floor and vacuuming really quick before he got home
Mhm.
between this recording and the time he gets home. So
Okay.
like it's not a big deal. We can continue talking if you want to. If you would rather be done with me for today, that's fine.
Oh no, it's not like that, babe. I was just trying to be considerate of your
Yeah.
what's going on with you
No.
today.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. But like what I'm saying is that that's if you want to, it's fine. If the don't worry about me. I'm all good.
Put it on me. No, I'm just trying to think about something else to talk about.
Yeah.
Oof. I do think that we should
How
do a live show soon.
yes, we should do a live
Um,
show soon.
yeah, let's have a
Yeah.
little brainstorm about that. But yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what these recommendations do for one another, in terms of trying to whittle down what each of us likes.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, that could be cool because like at some point we'll just sort of be experts
Hmm.
on what each of us likes so then we can just really easily pick out recommendations and stuff to talk about and yeah,
Uh-huh.
that's cool.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
agree. I do find it, like, I feel like you understand me really well, and I'm like, I don't know this enigma because it's not as if you haven't given me something to go by, but I think because I read such um, different stuff to the things that you actually like, that it concerns me that like the one or two recommendations that I've given you, some of them have been like horse shit and you've hated them, so now I'm like paranoid that whatever I recommend is going to be shit.
Well, okay. Um the I only remember one book being recommended by you that I didn't care for, and that
Yes.
was not because of the content. It was because I didn't particularly like the author's style.
Yes.
That's the kind way of putting it.
Yeah.
Because we don't say that a book is good or bad on this channel.
No, because it's subjective. But I can
Yes.
having looked back on it and having read other things, it's something that I need to be more cognizant of when I am telling the world that books need to be read. Uh,
Hmm.
if I'm trying to represent the indie scene as best as I can,
Hmm.
because I've had conversations about this before, where I worry that my judgment of quality is possibly questionable, um, if I just shout about everyone at once. And I don't know, but again, it's one of those like, who am I to say whether or not something is good or something is bad. So I think
Mm.
I'll continue to stick with, or just be a bit more mindful of, which ones I say I like, and just say like I really did like these things. But if I don't like them, just let them fade into the shadows for me, because I
Yeah.
can't bear all of my ratings are like 5 stars or 4 stars, because I just don't rate the ones I don't like. I just don't finish them. I don't see the
Yeah.
point. Sometimes I legitimately just forget to review stuff, or I read something like the physical copy and I don't update it on Goodreads or whatever. But it looks like I just can't possibly give a bad review. It's just because I can't. If I don't like it, it's not happening. We're not reviewing.
Yeah. Yes. We're not reviewing, we are talking about books.
Yeah.
And there's a big difference.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd much rather give airtime to like the joy of life and the things that
Hmm.
bring me joy than like, oh hey, I really fucking hate this thing, and this is me talking about it for 20 minutes. Like that's so lame.
Yeah.
That's so lame. I keep seeing people with these channels and platforms where like their whole shtick is just shitting on people, and there are people that I know that are like huge supporters of these people, and I think, what a fucking waste of time. Like
Yeah.
life
I
is
mean,
already a challenge.
yeah, I can understand that, just because, like, when I have strong opinions on something, it's very energizing to me to
Hmm.
voice those opinions.
Yeah,
But, like, the negativity is definitely not as fun as the something that's equally stimulating and exciting and also positive would
yeah,
be. Like, and I can understand why people are attracted to that kind of content,
yeah,
because it is very stimulating, and when you have opinions that are similar to people that you are listening to, that is very validating.
hmm.
And it feels nice. This other human understands this pet peeve that I have. All right. Um, but like,
All right, Quagmire.
I didn't even do that on purpose. It's just how it came out. I'm sorry. Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, like, when I know what I'm talking about, I like to shit on stuff, and I'm not making apologies for that.
But do you know what?
But I
It
do that
makes
in
you
the privacy
happy.
of my home. Yeah, I do that in the privacy of my home, where it's not going to hurt anyone.
Yes.
And I know people who don't care. Like, my
Yeah.
husband has listened to me rant about, like, things that I have read that I have not enjoyed. So, yeah.
Well, that's fun. This is the thing. There is a big difference between blowing off steam and expressing your opinions and going out of your way to make your whole thing being spiteful, um,
Yes.
and monetizing that thing. That bothers me.
Yes.
But you know
Hmm.
what? Each their own. But yeah, it's just
Yeah.
not my thing. And I
Mm.
find it really hard. I really sometimes feel very gossipy. Like when things happen and I just want to go to someone, and there are only a handful of people that I can be like, "Oh my god, did you see this?" And I know it's not going to go any further, just because I need to be like incredulous for a second.
Yeah.
But like to publicly, I can't publicly do stuff like that. It makes me feel ill. I just go block, delete, whatever. I'm not interested in it.
Hmm.
Sometimes there's drama though, and I have to like send that tweet to somebody in their inbox and be like, "Did you see this?" Um, I don't know if the I'm going to say this. I think I'm going to cut it out though.
Okay.
I very much enjoyed our time together today. It's been lovely chatting. I'm glad that we've been able to cover a broad spectrum. What the fuck? Is that like spectrum?
Rectum. A
Get Shrek.
spectrum.
Oh fucking hell! I don't know what is going on today. We have covered a broad spectrum of subjects. Fucking hell, that is hilarious. Oh well. Um, I need to go sort myself out, and by that I mean bang my head against the wall, and hopefully things will start making sense again. But yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
Uh, I hope that you have a lovely Christmas, if you celebrate that, or if you're celebrating Hanukkah, then I hope you're having a lovely Hanukkah, or any of the other holidays that I can't remember the names of. The festive season, if you don't celebrate any of it, I hope you're just having a nice time. Both you, Sora, and anyone that's listening. This is massively post Christmas
Yes.
on the holiday season when it comes out. But right now, I hope that as you're listening to this, you are having a nice time.
Yeah, ditto.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us today, Book Goblins. We hope you have enjoyed this episode. If you have not, that sounds like a personal problem, but thanks for sticking with us this whole time.
Stuck with it for an
We
hour.
appreciate you. Oh my god, please and share this episode with other people if you are so inclined. Read books, listen to audiobooks, and read indie books, and stay tuned for more unhinged talk about the unreal on the regular.
And that is where I'll fade the music.
Sweet.